games? What are the emotions like being back in the NCAA tournament here?
It's awesome. This is one of the goals that we set at the beginning of the year. So it's just a small step in where we really want to be, but it's really awesome to see some of that gratification that we have, that hard work that we have pay off. So yeah, it's awesome.
What do you feel like as a team you guys are able to take from the Big Ten tournament? What do you want to correct, or what do you want to work on going into Lexington?
I think the Big Ten tournament was a great, just kind of experience for some of the guys. I think just kind of getting some of that postseason jitters out of the way. So it didn't end up going our way, but we kind of know how it feels. We can kind of use that pressure now and use it for good. Understand certain situations like that and use some of the setbacks that we faced for good in the next round of the postseason.
I mean, that's a big ballpark in Omaha. Are
Yeah.
you guys happy to maybe get a little less insane with the dimensions in the NCAAs?
Yeah, I mean, we can kind of get that out of our minds now, I think. We know we can, win games in a bigger ballpark, but just kind of having that experience of maybe that different style of play, whereas the ball might fly a little more here where it won't there. Yeah, just kind of getting that sort of experience out of the way and understanding how we can approach that game. Just getting out of the way is good, yeah.
Just looking back at last week, was that more of the pitchers you faced were just dealing, or did you see something, from an approach standpoint at the plate just for the team that maybe needed tweaked?
The pitchers were very good. I don't want to take anything away from them, but I think it was more along the lines of our approaches. I think kind of we saw maybe that postseason atmosphere, and we individually were trying to do too much as opposed to relying on our teammates like we've done in the past.
Dan said yesterday that both those pitchers, Penn State, Michigan, work the edges, hit their spots.
Yep.
Just when someone's doing that, how do you have to maybe adjust where they're getting what they want and you've got to try and get what you want?
I think it's just continued faith in your process. If it happens to be that they dot up 3 pitches on the outer half, sometimes you might have to tip your cap to them. But if you continue to, stay with what you want to do and stick to your approach, then eventually it'll work out in the long run. So, it might not be you, but maybe they'll make a mistake to the next guy and he'll knock in a couple runs. So it's just continued faith in yourself and your teammates.
Flip side, what have you been seeing out of your guys on the mound here, going back to the Purdue series and in Omaha?
The guys on the mound have been absolutely incredible. I think a lot of times in the Big Ten tournament, some of the fault could fall more on us than the offensive side. They've done a great job. They've done a great job of hitting their spots. They've done a great job of staying collected, bouncing back on each other. The walks have been down. And they've been competing for each other, so they've been outstanding.
There's a moment in the Iowa game, Joe Galassi came out in the 9th inning, strikes out the side in order. Do you know from first or second pitch, he's on in a different way?
Yeah, I can tell. I live with Joe Galassi this year, and so we've kind of talked about some of the mindset, different things that make us successful. And so I can kind of tell when he even walks out there. You can see it on his face. You can see it in his warm-up pitches when he dialed, and he's been dialed for the past couple weeks. So yeah, you can tell.
I should say I think Jake was actually catching that.
Yeah,
one,
he was.
Right? So,
I can still tell though.
Yeah,
I can still tell, and he's so much fun to watch, and how he's developed both mentally and physically has been awesome. So yeah, you can tell.
Your pitching coach Mark Allen's going through some things.
Yep.
Just talk about that. How that's been for the team. How have you guys dealt with that?
It's obviously been tough not having him around, and we all feel for him. But we all, we kind of come together around it. He's a huge part of the team. We would not be here without him. The pitching staff he's developed is outstanding, and just kind of the culture he created. He's a huge asset for a lot of us in our faith with God. And so just kind of his relationship with God gives us confidence that
Sure.
he's fighting the good battle. He's keeping his faith tight, and so we don't really necessarily have to, we know his mind's in the right spot.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we just keep centered around him.
Sure.
We're praying for him, and, we'll talk to him every once in a while.
Sure.
And so, yeah, we're doing it for him. Our hearts are with him. So, yeah, he's been huge.
It's motivating.
Hugely motivating. That kind of gives us perspective that sometimes we might get caught up in, hey, we won a series, we lost a series. We didn't do well in the Big Ten tournament, but we still get the chance to go out there and play this game every day. We're on God's green earth, and, it just kind of puts it into perspective.
Coach Hartlow talked about you guys went to Maryland, lost 2 of 3, then really rallied quickly
Yeah.
after that. Is there a similar mindset after getting back from Omaha? And if so, what is it about the closeness of this group that maybe allows you guys to turn that page?
Yeah. The losses are going to happen. But we've seen that if we continue to stick with the same hitting drills, the same defensive drills, that it'll pay off in the long run. So I mean, I think the losses can sometimes be good. They can, expose some of the faults that we might have, and we'll just focus on it today and tomorrow, and clean them up before Friday. And we know we'll be all right. We have faith in each other.
What, if anything, is the value of having already seen Indiana State a couple times this year?
Yeah, there's a ton of value in it. I think it can kind of take away some of that if there's any nervousness there. It's just another game for us. We play them in midweeks all the time. We know we can beat them, so we have a little bit more experience with their lineup and some of their bullpen. So there's a ton of comfort in there. Yeah.
During that selection show yesterday, were you getting a little bit antsy maybe halfway through and you hadn't seen that block eye pop up on the board yet?
A little bit. Just general nervousness there. You kind of want to hear it called first just because you don't know where you're going to go. I think we all had faith that we were going to go somewhere, but yeah, when it went a little bit, there was a little bit more nervousness there as far as where we're going to go, and but yeah, once we got our name called, it was really cool. Definitely a sense of relief, and now we're just going to get to work.